Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. Uh, I was thinking about those stone plaques. We'll try and find one on the map here, because they're scattered all around the world map. Yeah, like this one. I was thinking about these things and when I wanted to do them. Because I was thinking about maybe just going ahead and giving them a try now, but I think I'll just keep waiting until it just seems completely obvious that, okay, this is it. This is the end of the game right here in front of you. I think that's when I'll try and do them. If I do happen to beat the game before attempting them again, oh well. I might come back into the game and do them after I beat it. Because another thing I have to do, I mean, I don't have to do it, but another thing I would like to do, but I don't know exactly what it is still that Echoes of the Fallen. The only reason I know it exists is because of the trophy list. And I'll just show it again here. Yeah, Echoes of the Fallen. I mean, it just seems like DLC. To be presented like this, it seems like DLC. But I never downloaded any DLC. Or any paid DLC, that is. So maybe I got this as free DLC when I downloaded the game and got all the latest patches for it. But I don't know what this is. I don't... It must be only something I can access once I beat the game. And I feel like I did see something that said the game had a like a DLC thing or something that you did, and it just kind of showed off something that happens during the events of the game, but it shows it as a different perspective, like a different event that happened in the middle of the game, something like that. I don't remember how I saw that or where I saw that or why I saw that, but anyway, let's just advance plot here and talk to Jill. Hopefully make some sweet love to her before setting off. Oh yeah.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
And there's the quest. Holy shit, they're just everywhere. Yeah, this might just be the final battle.
Clive, do you have a moment?
Of course. Always.
I wanted to give you something.
Is this?
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but I didn't think she'd remember.
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
When I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court would give knights ribbons from their hair before they went off to war. I still wear mine, so I made you this instead. Black is the color of eternity. It cannot be stained. It cannot be sullied. It is unchanging, unwavering, just like your resolve. And mine.
Our resolve. May it never diminish.
And may it ever bring you back to me. I will always be here.
Thank you, Jill.
What's on your mind, Clive? Somewhere in the back of my mind.
I always knew it'd come to this. It was only ever going to end this way, Jill. I guess this is Clive saying this. It was only ever going to end this way, Jill. Either Ultima dies, or we do.
I know.
But I still don't think I'm ready for it. And the thought of what you have to do makes me want to cry. Then cry, shout, scream, laugh. Do whatever you feel. Our feelings make us who we are. Make us better than Ultima.
Thank you.
Clive. But a long time ago, I swore that only the stars would see me cry.
And so for now?
I'll save my tears until the clouds part and the heavens return.
I'm always with you, Clive.
Well, we're gonna be doing side quests for a little while. And you know what? I guess I will, after I'm done with all the side quests, I guess I will try and at least attempt to do the things that look exactly like this. And they have trials for me. Alright, Uncle. Uncle Iroh. You're set on this plan of yours, then? I am. You never were one to shy away from a fight. Some might say it runs in the family. Ha! Your father would be proud.
Thank you, Uncle.
I know he'll be with us up there.
As for down here...
You may take comfort in the knowledge that the realm will be in my capable hands until you return. Ah ha ha ha. Indeed.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved. But such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, It's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? But such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No, thank you, Clive. Don't worry, my boy. Rutherford is in Randalar this very moment, singing your praises to all and sundry. They'll adore you. Don't worry, my boy. Rutherford is in Randalar.
Well met. You're welcome anytime.
Do you see that too?
Yeah. I guess, NPCs will have new dialogue in everywhere I go, reacting to the giant crystal in the air, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, gods. No one's going to buy a pot now.
Please. A piece of fruit.
True about Twinside.
Crust of bread.
Those poor people.
Aye. And poor us, too. Trade with the Dominion was the only thing keeping these markets afloat. Now that's finished. So we...
It hardly seems real. I keep expecting to see Theodore, waiting for me at the caravans.
I see you've met with Master Cyril. I too serve the Phoenix, my lord, though in an altogether more lowly capacity than the bearer of the Burning Quill. I came here to conduct inquiries into the true history of the sins of Zemeckis. That a great tragedy occurred is evidenced clearly enough by the scars left on the land. But who is truly to blame, man or God? His Grace suspected the latter. And so I was sent here to investigate.
seen what's washed up at our gates? Imperial nobles, no less.
I don't know whether to pity them for the trials they went through in Twinside, or to say it's their own bloody fault for stealing the city in the first place.
The Dominion's gone, they're saying. All the islands sunk to the bottom of the sea.
Thank Gilbert the guards closed the gates. If they hadn't, we'd be down there too.
Please. I've walked the length of the Crystal Road without a drop of water.
We'll bring you a skin after you tell us what happened in the Dominion.
Please, water.
Just between you and me, we lost contact with the forward camps a while ago. Till we know more about the situation in Twinside, the gates are staying shut.
What am I to do? My entire fortune sleeps at the bottom of the Strait of Arthur.
Not your entire fortune. Those rings will buy you some bread.
Eloise is a strong woman. She'll get through this, with some help from her friends.
Look, everyone, just take what you need. Coin be damned.
Is it true about Twinside?
Please. A piece of fruit.
Oh, gods. No one's going to...
Good day, Clive. When we fled our childhood home,
we left behind not only our family fortune, but the names our parents gave us. I became Eloise and my brother Theodore. We had nothing to our new names but a hatred of the system that would have seen my brother enslaved, but that hatred also gave us a purpose. We swore to save not only Theodore, but others like him. In order to make good on this ambition, we would need two things, money and trust. We found work and saved the money we needed to begin buying bears their freedom. We told them that their lives were their own, that they could stay with us and we would feed them and house them and pay them for their labor. Or they could leave and we would grant them safe passage to wherever they wished to go. In that way, we engendered trust. Once earned, that trust proved nigh unshakable, so much so that most chose to stay with us. But it was always Theo that they trusted the most. They loved him.
I loved him.
And I shall continue his work, our work.
Did I tell you
that I found a map of Caslok among Theo's things? He had written some words in the boundary, a new dream for when the nightmare ends.
That was what he wanted.
An end to the torment that bears the realm over have long been forced to endure. A new beginning. Theo lost his life in pursuit of that dream. It falls to those of us who remain to see that it lives on.
No matter how hard it might be,
or how long it might take, I will make his dream a reality.
The Dominion has fallen.
And Boglad streets now echo with the cries of those fleeing its destruction, and the bitter objections of those forced to take them in. and things seemed likely only to get worse. Ether floods some continued to swallow great swaths of the Republic, and it grows harder every day to disagree with those who say the end is nigh. But what is the end of the world as we know it, if only an opportunity to create a new one? Our work is only just beginning.
The Crimson Caravans must set an example.
We must use the skill, strength, and knowledge Theo and I earned over all those years to see that all who here continue to be fed and watered. If there is nowhere left to run, then we must ensure that the place in which we find ourselves is a place of refuge for all.
It is our job to keep the hope alive.
If we don't, who else will?
Take care of yourself, Clive.
I've never seen Michelle cry before. Is Theo really gone then? He's never coming back.
If that's true, then we have to look after Michelle, just like Theo looked after us.
We'll make a home of Cashlock, however long it takes. It's what Theo would have wanted.
Do you have any fresh water? The well's been all but dry since the skies changed.
Barely a drop left for myself. Oh, looks like I'll be making another trip to Chedra's Thread.
It's the end, isn't it? The gods have sent that thing to punish us.
Do you see that too?
Papa?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
It's nice that that much detail gets put into all the areas of the map after certain events happen. You know, especially in the Final Fantasy series, it's gonna always remind me of Final Fantasy VII, because when Sephiroth summons Meteor, and Meteor is seen coming down towards the Earth, you can go around to all the villages in Final Fantasy VII and see how people are reacting to it. And that's a pretty neat thing.
Be Rutherford, can it?
We're always getting in thieves' ways.
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
I need damn it, I need to upgrade my moveset.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him. This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
little longer than I'd have liked.
A little longer than you would have liked. I don't know how I could have done much better than that.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
I made sure our fallen comrades were laid to rest. And they can rest easy, knowing that their sacrifice wasn't in vain. That justice was done. As for us survivors, well, we've just got to keep at it. Keep the family together. For their sakes.
We may be bruised, we may be battered, but we won't stop fighting.
Master Quentin needs us now more than ever.
I'd have followed Quentin to that manor if I could have done, and I'll keep following him now. Wherever that surly bastard cares to lead us.
Quentin's gonna build us new Lost Wing, and I'm gonna help.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Any statesmen we speak with are liable to resist our entreaties if they feel that what little power remains to them is at stake. They must be dealt with skillfully. I shall not repeat the errors of my past.
Reckon Master Quentin could argue an egg back up a hen's quim if he set his mind to it.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator. One of your co-conspirators? Master Quinton would probably call me one of his. But yes. Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive. I'm glad you approve. The more the merrier, eh? Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages. Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help. From who? Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits. It was more of a handful. Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit. I'm happy to hear it. Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you? Of course, Uncle.
I guess we're going straight there? Yeah.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man!
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal!
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again?
Not so subtle cough.
What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes, and I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford,
My quill! Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will.
Something for the,
Thank you, Uncle.
For the bedroom to show off. That side quest might set the tone for how most of these side quests here are gonna go. Yeah, displayed in Clive's chambers. Because I didn't do anything for that side quest. All I did was fight a few bandits. And it was just a lot of cutscenes to watch. Maybe I'll go do one quest at the hideaway, do one quest somewhere else, do one quest at the hideaway, one somewhere else. Maybe I'll do something like that. Yep. Time to finish up this saga.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers? Why do they always...
Everybody here might just still be talking about what's going on around here. Not paying the crystal in the sky any mind.
I think we'd better shut up.
Who can say what Lubor is plotting?
What commotion is this, I ask myself? A sudden stampede of customers towards my humble stall? No, it was a stampede of customers away from Lubor's.
Daddy, what happened to your crystal?
Are you looking for something in particular?
Oh shit, I need some of this shit to make stuff. Buy me a shit ton. I can only buy 99 at a time, but I can hold more than that. That's all you had to sell. I gotcha.
Go with Gilbert.
That should be everything. Great.
I might save your side quest for last.
Courage, Ifrit. My decision is made.
I shall carry you and your brother to Origin, that the Lesage name might live on in honor, not in infamy. Even if I should not. Your Highness, you're not.
You said it yourself.
This is a journey from which I may not return, and yet I am resolved to go. Ultima took much from me, and he means to strip us all of what little we have left.
He must be stopped.
Whatever the cost.
He must.
Thank you, Your Highness. You are as over-hasty as your brother. Save your thanks for when this is over.
The time is nigh, Ifrit.
Clive, my boy. Do you know why?
I chose to call it the Trinity, Clive. You may be too young to remember, but this isn't the first time an alliance has been struck twixt the nations of Storm.
'Twas not 20 summers past
that your father petitioned both the Empire and the Republic to join hands with the Duchy, that we might work to mutual advantage in defiance of the Blight. And they, for their part, embraced the notion, or so we believed. Little did we know that the peace Owen had worked so hard to secure would be ground beneath the heel of one we less suspected.
your mother,
the Duchess. In one fell swoop, Annabella robbed us of everything. A nation, a leader, a brother, a father.
But above all,
she robbed us of what we could have been, a realm undivided. Elwyn's grand design.
And so you see
why I chose to call our new alliance the Triunity. For with it, we aim to preserve not only peace, but a lasting legacy of cooperation.
Well,
your mom is a fucking bitch and a whore, Clive. I know.
You alright? About that.
If there's anything I can do to help you kill this Ultima bloke, and just say the word, eh? You could promise to take Sid's name off my hands.
Aye.
Don't even joke about that. Anyway, I thought you said you hadn't finished with it yet. I did, didn't I? Now, if you wanted to give me an even grander title, something to rival your Sid the Outlaw, that'd be a different story.
Let's see.
Gav the Magnificent? Gav the Almighty? Gav the Lionheart? Something along those lines. I'll leave that one to you to decide. I'm sure you're more than capable of choosing the perfect moniker for Sid's right-hand man. Right-hand man, eh? I'll take it.
You off then?
First the skies, then the crystal. What next? The advent creator herself.
Signed in Port Isolde by representatives from Rosaria, yada yada. I got 11 more spots. Maybe, just maybe, all the quests here are what give me the rest of the items I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more here. Seven, 8. 9, 10. And this should be 11. Yep. It seems like all these quests here, I would have to maybe have multiple quests already completed to be able to have them here. Like that last quest I just did, I'm assuming I would have to have Quentin's little story arc complete, have the couple of quests complete needed to have Quentin accomplish his revenge on the Empire. So I have 6 in the hideout to still do, and I have 5 around here. So let's do another hideout quest then. Then I'll have 5 in the hideout, 5 in other places. Yeah. I'll probably do this one next then. But you know what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna end this one here. Until next time.